The famous Doolittle Raid involved 16 U.S. Army Air Force's B-25 Mitchell medium bombers, a land-based aircraft, launching from the U.S. Navy aircraft carrier USS Hornet. Barely able to take off from the carrier and certainly unable to land on it, the audacious plan was for the B-25s to launch from the Hornet, drop their bombs on Japan, and then continue on to friendly bases in China to land. However, after a Japanese vessel spotted the Hornet's task force on April 18th, Lieutenant Colonel James Doolittle and his crews volunteered to launch prematurely, knowing they likely wouldn't have enough fuel to reach their intended destinations. Most of the 16 five-man crews eventually made it back to Allied territory. Sadly, 1 airman was killed in action, and 8 were captured by the Japanese in eastern China. 3 of those captured were later executed. All but 1 of the B-25s were lost to crashes, with the 16th aircraft making an emergency landing in Vladivostok, in the neutral Soviet Union. The Soviets, adhering to international law, confiscated the aircraft and interned the crew, although they were secretly allowed to leave under the guise of an escape within a year. While the physical damage inflicted on Japanese military and industrial targets was minimal, the psychological impact was profound. The raid boosted American morale, which had been shaken by the Pearl Harbor attack, and instilled fear and doubt in Japan about their military leaders' ability to defend the homeland. Strategically, the raid accelerated Admiral Yamamoto's plans to engage at Midway, leading to a pivotal defeat for the Imperial Japanese Navy and a significant turning point in the Pacific War. Despite the crew losses and the total loss of aircraft, Doolittle, who initially feared a court-martial, was instead awarded the Medal of Honor and promoted 2 ranks to Brigadier General. But the gravest consequences fell upon the Chinese who assisted the raiders after their ditchings and bailouts. The Japanese killed an estimated 250,000 civilians and 70,000 soldiers in retribution for helping the raiders.